So you guys have been asking, and I am back on the hunt. If you're new here, then buckle up because there's no time to explain, and no, you can't sit shotgun because I'm about to explain everything. So calm down, don't get in the car yet. But a long time ago, when Obama was a leader, he interrupted an episode of American Dad to let us all know that we have killed our nation's most wanted criminal. And unbeknownst to us at the time, when they did that, they took all his hard drives to find out what this guy's been doing while playing hide and seek with our nation's government. And after searching through every file, they removed any and all viruses, malware, spyware, anything that will turn your computer into an Al-Qaeda Bitcoin miner was removed along with any pornographic material. Wanting the public to have a better idea of what public enemy number one was like behind closed doors, they released all these files for anyone to browse through. While that was happening, someone started the rumor that there were memes on his hard drives. There are tons of articles from when they released these files back in 2017 saying that he had memes, anime, video games, basically things you wouldn't think someone who took down a couple of towers would have on their computer. And I can confirm the anime and the video games part, but after looking at over 6,000 images, I have yet to find an image, video, piece of text, etc., typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations, also known as a fucking meme. I have found pictures of dead people. I have seen basically whatever book this is in its entirety. I have seen a handwritten note on how to make a fucking book. But my eyes have yet to gaze upon a quote-unquote meme. And some of you might see these pictures that I'm about to show you as memes, but you have to take into account that he was killed back in 2011 and things like the letter E weren't a fucking meme yet. Will there be a meme this time around? I don't know. So first off, we have this guy who hasn't been unlocked yet, and what his paper says is, in revenge for the Emir of the Islamic State of Iraq, Abu Omar al-Baghdadi, and the Minister of War, Abu Hazma al-Muhajir, which were both high-ranking people in ISIS, who Trump even mentioned in a speech after we fucking murdered their bitch asses.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
And it's safe to say that this was a confirmation picture that was sent to Trump after the targets were eliminated. He didn't want a phone call, he just got a text and was like, good. Now storm the Capitol. So what I said actually doesn't even make any fucking sense, because Trump said this 4 years ago, but this picture's over 10 years old. So whoever was trying to get revenge, Trump was still firing people when this picture came out. This had nothing to do with fucking Trump. But whatever they did before this picture was taken was done out of revenge. And when you're trying to get revenge on someone who is claimed to not even exist, there's a reason this person's face is blacked out. I bet if they turned the camera around, it would have looked like a scene out of fucking Jonestown. Bodies everywhere. Men, children, women. Oh, they forcefully made him drink poison. They fucking John Jones, they bitch ass. Fuck with America, see what happens again. Now you guys remember when Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with scraps? Well, it looks like Bin Laden was taking some inspiration from that, because these look like the schematics for some body armor. Either that or he wanted to throw the fastest curveball the Middle East has ever seen. This combined with one of Cedric's illegal pitches, and Bin Laden would have been signed by the Dodgers.
This pitch right here, this motherfucker, it supposed to have been banned.
They would have been like, Otani, who? I got the Bin Laden. This also could be for a cosplay he was doing though. Maybe a way of sneaking out undetected. If you guys ever wanted to know about Bin Laden's immediate family, I found this one page talking about his dad, and if you guys didn't know, they are billionaires, and Bin Laden was that one rebellious child who was like, I don't want to be like my father, I have bigger aspirations, I have bigger dreams, and his dad was like, what kind of dreams, son? And he's like, you'll hear about them. Soon. You'll hear about them on the news. But he never got the chance, because he died in a plane crash in 1967. So we kind of got our revenge before we even knew what we wanted to get revenge for, if you think about it. For some reason, he had the current temperature in San Jose, which is wild because I used to live there, so who knows, if he was still alive, who knows what he could have taken from us. The sharks. There was this page I found that was titled, How to Destroy the 3 References We Talked About at the Hands of the Colonizers. And I'll put up 3 pictures for you. Who do you think wrote this? That's right, Gene Boy, who the Wall Street Journal called the most dangerous terrorist you've never heard of. And honestly, any terrorist that can pull off a beret like that is one we don't need to worry about. He dresses like George Costanza from Seinfeld. Can you imagine him in fucking, Kramer taking over the Capitol, storming the fucking Capitol together? In some of the earlier videos, I talked about not wanting to see a map of your area on his computer, for obvious reasons, but I didn't think about him knowing the positions of where our army was, down to the exact fucking coordinates. If we didn't have the greatest army in the world, this actually would have been something to worry about, but him having that is like a 14-year-old trying to dox you. It's like, what are you gonna pull up and see if you live to 15? For some reason, he had this wicked picture of something from Epsilon Jumpgate, which is apparently a company that is recreating Hollywood special effects through computer-generated imagery, which is a fucking nerdy way to say they do CGI. But I could imagine Bin Laden looking at this and being like, yeah, this is the future of Al-Qaeda right here. What do you think, old lady who doesn't speak English? You think you're gonna... You think you can buy this bitch? Nah, fuck you. Women aren't allowed to do anything. He had this picture of a robot Einstein, which if you really think about it, this is the dumbest way to make a robot. Why wouldn't you make the body human-like? This looks like something that would get bullied by Sonny from iRobot. Imagine if this was the Einstein that they used in Oppenheimer because they couldn't find an actual actor to play him. And what would be awesome is if they had him in the background of scenes just randomly and he would like shout out E equals MC squared and then everyone would be like, can we shut this thing up? I'd make a great parody movie writer. This next picture is of what people in the Middle East consider a big flex. This is the terrorist equivalent to someone posing next to a big pile of money or next to all their cars. This is something you'd see in one of those terrorist group chats on Telegram. This is the recruitment photo that every British teenager has been sent and only the strongest can resist its temptation. Now I don't know if he just caught these people at the wrong time, but these guys look off a fucking bean in this picture. These two in the back look fine, but these two look like they're peeking off whatever they took. They are literally geeked out of their fucking minds. She's having an out-of-body experience for sure, and if you asked this guy what his name was, he would speak perfect English to you like it was his first language. It's almost like he's trying to get a picture of the people in the back, and these two idiots walked in front of the camera as the flash went off. Either that or they're off the fucking fence. Out of all the video games I've seen articles say he's had on his computer, none of them talk about having Doors Carnival Adventure. And I mean, what better way to pass the time than by playing Swiper in some air hockey while trying to evade the US government? Ah, that's right, you rat bitch. He had this hilarious picture of a car being crushed by a giant Heineken keg, and at first I thought this was one of those Red Bull advertisement cars, but then I noticed the whole back of the car is fucking crushed. Whoever this was though could have actually still drove this to the mechanic and been like, yo, you're never gonna believe this. I was at a bar and the Hulk was there and I said his purple shorts look gay. No, yeah, I don't know I don't know where they got the big keg from. This next one could be considered a meme, but again, we have to take into account the time it was found. But this looks like the first ever special needs person the Middle East let live. If someone were to hook your brain up to a computer and said, think of what a human looks like, this would be the faint image that pops up. This is how someone would describe the paralysis demon. A retarded Middle Eastern man. We have this yearbook style photo of the Middle Eastern phase rug, and I like to think Bin Laden was the one who took this picture, kind of like Deb from Napoleon Dynamite.
Turn your head on more of a slant.
And for our last picture, honestly, I didn't really like any of the pictures I picked out. I had one where I thought it was going to translate to something wicked, but it's more of just that cryptic, God will guide you wherever his hand wants you to. And it's like, God hasn't touched your country in ages. You're not being guided by shit. As always, I'll play you one audio and video clip, but I actually forgot to get those, so I'll play them and then act like I saw them. Wow, did you hear that? That sounded interesting. And here's the video. Wow, did you hear that? That sounded interesting. And before I end the video though, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers who came from my Vince McMahon video. If y'all think that was a banger, I got about 500 more. Y'all should check out. Also, I know this is random, but I've finally been selected to playtest the new skate game. It has been years since I signed up for this. They actually made me take a survey asking me about what the art style should be like, and then a week later said they weren't going to use my input. But I shit you not, this was one of the options they showed me. If I turn on skate and a fucking Fortnite skin pops up, I'm throwing my controller through my monitor. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.